I'm going to start with the most important question right up front. Who is better at chess, you or Jason?
Oh, was absolutely. There's no debate in that at all. Jason's terrible, and I'm pretty good.
Right? Does he actually ever beat you?
He cheats. I mean, he'll beat me if he cheats. Yeah. I mean, of course, you'll hear. I hope you interview him later because you'll hear a very different story. No, but he's a shocking cheat. Yeah, shocking cheat. Actually, shocking chess player. It's not what he thinks. He thinks he's rather good.
I will definitely bring up the fact that you said that he cheats. When I'm joking, obviously. Well, maybe I will bring it up.
No. Bring that up.
I definitely will. If someone has actually never seen anything that you've directed, what is the first thing you'd like them to watch and why?
Well, I think it's a frequency thing, really. I think if someone dials into the frequency, then you'll probably like most of my work, I suspect. And in terms of a hierarchy of what movie, I'm not sure if I've got one. What I quite like is this momentum I've got at the moment, because I quite like you got one movie that you're very keen on, and then quite swiftly. I mean, I think I used to make one movie every 3 years or something, and now I'm sort of making 2 movies every year, and it means you can move quickly and you can have some objectivity because you're not too frustrated about pushing in so much energy into one project that you can care too much. So I'm not sure if there's a hierarchy. I just I probably like the movie the most that I did the last.
I'm very much enjoying your output recently. I say keep going, please. I will keep watching. I will keep watching them. If you could, I know that everyone. I would imagine when you want to make a movie, you can get the financing. But has there been a project along the way that you really wanted to do and you couldn't get the financing? Like, if you could get the financing for anything tomorrow, what would you want to make?
No, I don't. It does. For me, it doesn't work like that. For me, it's a conspiracy of events that have to collide or move in concert. And then you capitalize on a premise, a moment in time, the freedom that you have, whether you've made anything like that recently. There seems to be a lot of different components that go into the sort of attic of your mind, and you do this sort of intuitive arithmetic. Do we fancy this about now? And 2 years earlier, you may have not fancied the project at all. I didn't see myself making Aladdin until all of a sudden it provoked me by how alien and exotic that idea was. So it's hard to know what you're motivated by, but you sort of go, oh, I like that. Oh, I haven't done that. That's completely new genre. Can we make that work? And I think the more you pick up rhythm and confidence in that, you can sort of start bouncing around all over the place and hopefully take some kind of consistency with your frequency throughout your work.
I'm always I'm fascinated by the editing process because that's where it all comes together. Which of your films actually went through the biggest changes in the editing room that perhaps you weren't expecting?
Well, I mean, I'm always expecting, because I know you're going to watch that film and it's not going to be the film. Your tonality is probably going to be what you set out. So the general expression and tone of what it was you meant to make is usually pretty consistent. You'll be within 5% of what it was that you wanted to make, but there'll be. You can realize you afterwards, in retrospect, that if there are things that you can do to improve the efficiency of the narrative and the journey itself. If you can follow the breadcrumbs to the bakery, you can sometimes improve the breadcrumbs in order for you to end up in that bakery elegantly or more elegantly. And that's usually remedied with a few days additional photography at the end, where you can sit there, marinate on it. And I think that's pretty the same with all of my projects. I've always I've left about four or 5 days, of which is usually 3 that you need to consolidate ideas that can be made more efficient in terms of plot and so on. And I think they're all pretty much consistent in that sense. I don't think one has been more work than the other.
I am a big fan of you when you work with Jason. So what do I need to do to get you to make 10 more movies with Jason?
Actually, nothing. I'll be very happy. It's funny. I'm about to go make a film in Spain, and I would have done it with Jason. Apart from he's just far too old now, and he's just creeps around, and he sort of needs crutches. And I needed someone handsome and young, so I went for someone else. Otherwise, I would use him the whole time. So next time I'm looking for an old man who creaks around on crutches, you'll see me using Jason again. That won't be long.
I'm glad to hear that. I've seen you work on set, and I'm just curious, with Operation Fortune, how much is like actually scripted on something like this, and how much are you like tweaking everything on set on the day to finagle exactly what you want? Because I saw you do it on Man from U.N.C.L.E. and the second Sherlock Holmes movies, and I could see the way you were tweaking things. And I'm just curious if it's still the same.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much the same. I think probably more so on this one than almost any other script that I've done. I didn't like the script when I started with the script, and that was sort of the challenge. It was something that I cobbled up with a couple of chaps that I worked with, and it was a bit of a feathery fish, and the challenge was how to make it a less feathery fish. And so we just rewrote every scene on the day in this film almost completely. You had general ideas which were fun, like the Danny Francesco idea that you'd take a movie star as a spy. You'd hold on to those as base camps for your summit. But how you got to those base camps was completely spontaneous on the day. You just knew you had to get to that base camp.
I have to bring up with you, because I am such a fan of the first 2 Sherlock Holmes movies. Do you think that there's ever going to be a third one, or is it sort of that time has come and gone?
Well, honestly, I left this up to Robert. So Robert wanted to be in charge of this. So it's that the ball's in his court. So he's in charge of the script. He's in charge of the whole thing. So I've moonwalked out of that until there's a time for me to get involved.
Same question with Aladdin. Obviously it's the biggest hit of, I believe, your career. It made like over $1 billion. Do you actually see yourself doing a sequel?
I'd very much like to. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed that experience. It was a great experience. That whole Disney thing, as you can imagine, is such a professional outfit. Just from that perspective, it was so much fun. I would very much like to. We'll wait and see. We have been kicking some ideas around for some time now, but it'd be great to do. It'd be great to go back there. Yeah.
I have to stop there. I'm just going to say it is really awesome to talk with you again, and hopefully next time I will get even more time. I have a million questions, and I just want to thank you for Operation Fortune. I really had fun watching it last night.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Good to see you again.